Good morning, friends. I hope you're having a good morning. It's January 26th. Courage to change. I'd read the 12th step many times before I saw it, but there it was. Quote, having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps. End quote. What a promise! If I worked these steps, I'd have a spiritual awakening. There was hope, even for me. Now that's not why I first came to Al-Anon. Like many, I came to find out how to make someone stop drinking. It was much later when I realized that my life was missing a sense of direction only a higher power could provide. Those wonderful 12th step words gave me the encouragement I needed to begin at the beginning. Slowly, sometimes painfully, I worked my way through the steps. In time, something amazing happened. I was filled with a sense of my God and His love for me. I felt whole. I knew I'd never be the same again. Today's reminder. The steps offer me a roadmap for living that leads to a spiritual awakening and beyond. I can't skip ahead to the end of the journey, which can at times be a hard one. But I can put one foot in front of the other and follow the directions I've been given, knowing that others who have gone before me have received more along the way than they had ever dreamed. The quote is from As We Understood. So, quote, the first time I ever heard the 12 steps read at a meeting, I became very still. I felt I was not breathing. I was just listening with my whole being. I knew deep within me that I was home. End quote. I'll read that again. The first time I ever heard the 12 steps read at a meeting, I became very still. I felt I was not breathing. It was just listening with my whole being. I knew deep within me that I was home. I do believe that here are the 12 steps. I don't know if you've ever read through them, so I'll just read them for you. It's on page 367 in Courage to Change. It says, study of these steps is essential to progress in the Al-Anon program. The principles they embody are universal, applicable to everyone, whatever his personal creed. In Al-Anon, we strive for an ever deeper understanding of these steps and pray for the wisdom to apply them to our lives. 1. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of our character. 7. Humbly ask Him to remove our shortcomings. 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9. Made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10. Continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to others and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Courage to change. Affirmations for the inner child, January 26th. Reality. I can see clearly now. Today I will use my mind to discern between fantasy and reality. As a child, I often retreated into fantasy to block out the pain of living in a dysfunctional family. Whenever the conflict and chaos around me was too great, I withdrew into my idolized world. In my adult life, this habit of mental retreat hinders me from dealing with my world as it really is. Today, I will analyze the difference between fantasy and reality in my personal and my professional life. This means I will take time to step out of the fog and look clearly at myself and my relationships. I no longer need to withdraw into my fantasy world when life becomes too scary, for I am a competent person able to meet every challenge. I can create a real life for myself and my inner child, a life that satisfies and delights. Well, I hope you're having a good morning. And I hope you're having a good weekend. Follow your bliss and be good humans.